Okay. All right, again, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday. We're still missing half the class. All right, so hopefully you finished up your 2 sets of Nearpods. We have 2 more sets of Nearpods today. And again, this is in the direction of reviewing, but also giving you credit for your work reviewing. So I have one on cells and cell function. So I told you that that's the area that we were going to look at today, and classification. So last week, we looked at our organization of living things and how things are classified according to kingdom, phylum, class, order, genus, species. So that's what that one will be about today. So again, you want to make sure that you do all of the activities. I will be recording. So today I'm going to put the grades in for the other one, and tomorrow I'll put the grades in for this one. So make sure that you are doing all of the activities so that you can get all the credit. Again, as you do these, do them as you are reviewing for the Georgia Milestone test. So don't just do them to get it done. Spend some time with it, don't rush through it, and use them as a review. All of the Nearpods that we've done will be available to you so that you can go in and review them again. Okay, if you need to open another one, let me know. Again, I have tutorial on Friday, so if there's anything that you can't access that you would like to access, let me know, and we can get that open for you. All right. So again, even though most people are not here, and I'm going to have to say this all over again. Okay, I'm going to wait a second because 2 people are joining. All righty. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right, so this can be found in the section of your module. So I'm putting all of the Georgia Milestone Review activities all in one module. So let me close this one, get it out the way. All right, we're getting there. Folks are showing up. All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. So again, I'm putting all the review activities in one module. I do want to go back up here to this one. I did add some actual essay questions that you can spend some time looking at as well. Again, you don't have to turn these in for a grade. And actually, if you are missing something, I will take this as bonus points for a missing grade. How about that? Okay, so this worksheet that says essay questions, if you are missing an assignment, like some of you are missing that gizmo that you didn't try and so hard not to do. If you answer these, I will take that as a replacement grade for the gizmo. A one-time offer, one-time offer. All right, so that can be found in the folder that has the online link, okay? All right. So also in the milestone study folder, that's the Wayground activity that you did, and most of you did it, and I'm not going to open that again. So again, if you didn't do it, you just didn't do it, and that's that. These are the Nearpods that you should have done before today. What are ecosystems and biodiversity? So like I said, I'm going to record these grades today. So if you haven't finished them, a 0 will go in for those. So I would do that first if you haven't finished them. And then today's assignment is cell function and classification. So same thing, they are the Nearpods. Where is my Nearpod? Okay, so cell function. Uh, so this one, cell function, you need to, I got one person in there. All right, so you need, so with this, you're going to be looking at all of the parts of the cell. So you have a worksheet that you might want to go in your folder and pull out the worksheet that has what all the functions of the cell parts are so that you can work on those questions, okay? All righty. Some of y'all having way too much fun and not doing your work. All right, so go ahead. I'm going to stop talking, let you go ahead and get started with that. I'll probably repeat this again because only half of you are here. So go ahead and get started with cell function or finish what you have not completed already. Because like I said, I'm putting in the grades for biodiversity and ecosystem. So if you haven't completed that, I'm going to put in whatever it is you got. Progress reports are due out on Tuesday, so you don't want to make, I don't want to see any zeros in there for things that you have not completed. All right. I'm going to close that out so that I can answer the question, am I missing anything? And if you are missing something, I'll probably put it in the chat individually. I will put them in the chat. You're missing this, missing that. And that's what you need to work on. Okay. Keone, answer to your question is no. You're not missing anything. Most of you are doing a good job. I have two people who sign in every day and do absolutely nothing. But for the most part, everybody is good. Lucas, you're welcome. Lucas, you need to do karyotyping. I know I said I was going to do that privately, but that is the one. And what I noticed, I had people who came for tutorial. That was what they came to tutorial for, to get an understanding of karyotyping. And again, what you need to understand with karyotyping is that it is a picture of all the chromosomes in a human cell. So there was a picture. Humans have 46 chromosomes and they pair them up. So they're 23 pairs, one chromosome from mom, one from dad. And if you see three, then that's a malfunction, a disorder. If you see one, that's a disorder. Okay. They always map the 23 chromosomes where your first 22 are the autosomes, and those are the ones that are tell tell you what all your other body parts are about. And then the last pair are the sex chromosomes, and that tells you all about your maleness and femaleness. Okay. And again, you get one of those from mom, one from dad. So you're either getting an X and an X, because dad has an X also, or you're getting an X from mom and a Y from dad. Okay, so that would make those two. So on that last one, if you have one, that's an abnormality. If you have three, that's an abnormality. Okay, so that's where that is. That chart that was on there, please make sure that you review those because you do kind of have to know what the different types of abnormalities, what they are. Okay. All right. But for the most part, I think I got everybody um, straight on that. Like I said, people came to tutorial. And again, tutorial is Friday this week. It'll be Tuesday next week. And so if you have questions, things that you need to review, need some clarity on, that's the time to show up and ask those questions or ask them now. All right, so I'm gonna stop talking, let you work on cells and classification Nearpods. That's what we're doing today. And I'm going to work on putting in the scores for biodiversity and ecosystems. So they're going in the folder as one grade, but I will tell you that you got this score for um, ecosystems, and the next score for biodiversity. I will divide it up in the feedback box, but it will be one grade in the grade book. And the same thing with this one. It'll be one grade in the grade book, but I will divide it up so you'll know what you got for cells and what you got for classification. All right, again, please use class time for classwork. You have a major exam in less than 2 weeks, and you need to use this time to prepare yourself for that test. Okay? All righty. Okie dokie. Gonna do attendance. So we're still missing quite a few people, but they are very late. I wonder if Chris is still having that issue that he was having yesterday. Everybody, even the teachers are complaining that Zoom has been slow in loading. Isaiah, again, please use class time for classwork. Get your Nearpods done, and then you can do whatever it is you think you need to be doing over there. I want to be able to put these grades in the grade book tomorrow. I'm putting yesterday's grades in today, these grades in tomorrow. If it's not done, it's a 0. Please use class time for classwork. All right. You did your Nearpods yesterday. We have 2 new Nearpods today. I will be putting those grades in shortly. So yes, the practice test is part of the grade on each one. So it gives a participation score as you go through the activities, and then it gives you a grade for the test at the end. So yes, 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 do all things in the Nearpod. Good afternoon, Dallas. We are working on the Nearpod for cells and classification today. Cells and classification. And again, if you all have not finished the other ones from yesterday, please make sure you do that first. I am putting those grades in as is. All right, good job. All right, folks. Look, I got wonderful scores for the ecosystem, and it looks like most of you did not finish biodiversity. So I'm gonna hold off on that one for a minute because I got a lot of 30% and 50% and not 100% like I did on the first one. So I'm gonna hold off on that. So again, if you did not finish biodiversity, please go in and finish biodiversity. Like I said, uh, And I can tell that you're not finished because the participation grade is not where you did all of the slides. Isaiah says you did both of them, but I'm not sure you did. Hi, Chris. You have the same problem as yesterday where they just couldn't get in?
No, I just got back from the
Okay.
my doctor's appointment.
Okay. All right. They are working on, well, I'm looking at, make sure that you did biodiversity. We have two new ones today, cells and classification. They can also be found right in that GMAS folder. So those are the two new ones. All right. All right. And if y'all say you finished with biodiversity, we need to talk about biodiversity because these scores are not as wonderful as the first one. So I'm gonna give it a minute. Yes. Yes, those two. They should go take those two, should take you to a Nearpod. Let me know if you can't get there. Jocelyn. I don't know. Those of you who say you were finished, it says 83%. Was there something else? Let me look at this and see what that, several of you said you were finished, but and it might be that you all didn't answer the open-ended question. I guess. If you didn't answer that last one, that's probably why it's giving 83%. That might be the issue. Because quite a few of you have 83% completion. Isaiah, let me see what yours says. Yep, y'all are skipping that last question. In your own words, briefly explain the importance of keystone species. So because you didn't answer that question, it said you had 83% participation. That is also the score you're ending up with. No, you didn't. That's what I'm looking at now. You didn't do it. Isaiah didn't do it. Who's this? Keone didn't do it. So all of you who had that same score. So if you want to go in, I'm gonna tell you now, you want to go in and answer that question. I'll give you a few minutes. Other than that, 83 is your final score. Isaiah, I hope you heard that. That was you too. So like I said, I'm looking at pretty much, well, everybody who told me that they were done, yeah. And that's the question that, and because you didn't answer you answered everything but that question. The last question, in your own words, briefly explain the importance of a keystone species. So if you didn't answer that question, it's giving you a final score because of of 83. That is the one on biodiversity. Akari, looks like that was your issue as well. Okay. Okay, well, then don't restart. Don't restart then. And I'll just record that one as is. And what I might do is just pull this question off and ask everybody. Hey, let me do that. I'll make this a question that you all can answer separately. Yeah, she said, Jocelyn pointed out that if you try to go back in and answer that question, it's going to make you start all over again. I don't want you to do that. I want you to move on to the next one. But I will put that question in a folder because that is an important question. So I am creating an assignment folder for that question. And you can answer it there. The question is on keystone species. Give me a 5-point answer, please. Don't just give me a brief. Why are they important? And I'll tell you when it's available in just a second. So it's going to be available open today. It's going to be open until Monday. I mean, it'll be late on Monday. All right. Save and publish. All right, so you should be able to see that question pop up on your All right, so it's on your list now as keystone species. That's the question everybody missed. It is an important question as far as Georgia milestone review. So please make sure that you answer it. I'm going to go ahead and add that question to the module for review. All right, so all of y'all who skipped that question, make sure that you answer it separately. Keystone species. There we go. All right, so now it has been entered in the module for Georgia milestone practice. All right. All right, so don't worry about going back in on that Nearpod. I'm just going to take that score as is, and then you're going to make up for it by answering the question separately. And you're going to do it so wonderful that you get 100 on it. Again, folks, I don't want you to do it all over again, so just move on to today's activity. Except Troy, I don't see where you did it at all. So Troy, you need to make sure that you do biodiversity. Stop it. Yes, it's going to be in the GMAS folder. Yes, it will. And again, please use class time for classwork. What's happened is when y'all don't finish the Nearpod and you don't save it, it makes you start over again. So if you just exit out of it and you haven't completed it, you'll have to start over again. Otherwise, it's going to score you incomplete. Oops, what did I do? Okay, I'm gonna look at those right now. Go. Okay, thank you, Jocelyn. I'm checking on those now. It's not important, so why did it do that? I have noticed. All right, for the question on keystone species, I need y'all to be real specific as to what it is. What happens if they're not there? Is basically how you want to answer that question. What is their impact? What happens if they're not there? All right, so if you've already answered that question, go back and I'm giving you 5 points for this. I need a 5-point answer. Um, what happens if the keystone species is missing? And why are they called a keystone species? I noticed 2 of you have submitted already. Look at your answer, and both of you said the same thing. Okay, so give me a little more meat to that answer as to why they're so important. What happens if they're missing? Talk about the circle of life. That has a lot to do with the keystone species. All right, so if you already submitted an answer to that question, give me a good solid 2-sentence answer to that question. If you haven't submitted it, consider that in your answer, that it should for 5 points, you want to say more than 1 sentence. Why are they important? Don't just say they're important. Why? Why? Be specific about why they are important. What happens if they're not there? All right, so I'm going to leave that ungraded and let you fix it. All right, I'm going to look at, what time is it? Okay. All right, so most of you might have finished the cells Nearpod. If you're not going to finish the second one in the next 10 minutes, make sure that you save it before you exit so that you can go back in and finish it without having to do it over again. Alrighty. Um, somebody. Okay, I will do that right now. I'll take that. I'll take that. Keone, let me know if you redo yours so I can go back and look. And again, folks, if when you're answering that question on keystone species, be specific. Give me at least 2 sentences so you're being specific about their effect on. Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, folks, just think of the circle of light. What happens if you break the circle? That's my clue. Bringing a little new Mufasa knowledge here. Okay. Okay. Thank you. All right. Be sure to answer that question on keystone species. I said be sure to answer your keystone species question. All right, we only have a few minutes left to class, and I only have 5 people who have attempted or even signed in on the cell Nearpod. So you must have did the other one first. We'll look at that in a minute. And the same 5 people have done classification. So what the rest of y'all doing? Again, we got a few more minutes, but again, make sure you answer that keystone species question, folks. All right, and if you're in a good place to stop, go ahead and do so, because we got like 2 minutes left. And I will see you all on Monday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your day.